The Shogun has disbanded Clan Sakai. As of today, you are no longer samurai.
I sacrificed everything for my people. And I would do it again.
Out of every game I've ever played, no game has stood out to have the perfect ending as much to me as Ghost of Tsushima has. Without a doubt, it is truly the greatest example of a hero's journey, because, you know, Jin is truly worthy by the end of the story of being the legendary, you know, Ghost of Tsushima. And what makes Ghost of Tsushima such a unique and perfect ending is ultimately the story itself, because it kind of you start off with Jin, who is the picture perfect samurai, you know, full of honor, you know, declares himself to every enemy, everything, and that is what kind of makes a samurai a samurai. You cannot have a samurai that doesn't follow the samurai code. But, you know, with the Mongols, they have no honor. They do whatever they feel like. They are effectively pigs. And it's something Jin struggles with throughout the story, because he sees every time he does something honorable to the samurai code, people die that don't need to. And the entire story is about Jin kind of realizing honor is only, you know, only so important when you're getting people killed needlessly. And you know, he went from that picture perfect samurai to, you know, the ghost who doesn't really have a code. He will do whatever it takes to keep Tsushima safe. And it cost him everything. You know, his clan is gone, as you saw at the start of the video. He, you know, lost any chance of having a father-son relationship with Lord Shimura, because, like, realistically, he can't go with Jin. He is the Jito, which is kind of the chief samurai of the area, and he can't go with Jin, who is the complete opposite of a samurai, who's kind of just gone and said, don't listen to this samurai, they're wrong. And quite frankly, he's not wrong, because the samurai throughout Ghost of Tsushima are shown to be wrong. There's only so much honor does when your enemy isn't honorable. You know, if you're being honorable to your enemy and they set people on fire, that's not going to help you. You're going to get men killed that don't need to die, could very easily survive. And that is why Jin turned to the ghost, because he realized, you know, so many people have died because he followed this code of honor. And is it really so important to give away people's lives? And despite being the hero, Jin doesn't get a happy ending. You know, he realizes that the code of the samurai is wrong and denounces it. And despite knowing what it'll cost him, Jin is willing to go to the lengths to, you know, that the samurai wouldn't, because they're all honorable. They wouldn't have poisoned the Mongols, and they wouldn't do what is necessary. And Jin was the first to do, you know, what was truly necessary rather than what was honorable. And at the end of the game, he has saved Tsushima. He has killed the leader of the Mongols, saved his people from the Mongol invasion, but at the cost of everything he loves. You know, in the end, we see two sides of honor. We see Lord Shimura, who follows the samurai code to a T and isn't willing to betray it. And you have Jin, who will do what is necessary, regardless of the consequences to him. And, you know, it cost him everything. He will never live a life of peace ever again. He will forever be chased and hunted to be killed. And regardless of what he does, you know, regardless of the fact he is right and he has saved Tsushima, he can never reclaim his family title. His family is gone. And he can never be Jin Sakai. He is just Jin. He is just a ghost of Tsushima. And, you know, a lot of people expect the hero journey to be, you know, hero, you meet him, everything goes downhill. Everything goes back uphill. And then, you know, they get the happy ending and everything. But Jin doesn't get that. You know, he does follow the hero journey where things go downhill. Tsushima is invaded. Everyone's, you know, in trouble. The Mongols have complete control. He has abandoned the samurai code and he is saving Tsushima. But, you know, it doesn't go happy ending. Yes, he won. He saved Tsushima. But at the cost of everything he loves. You know, he no longer has his father figure. His father figure has denounced him and has captured him and wants to kill him because he no longer has, you know, the ability to ignore Jin. And you see it, you know, in the ending. Lord Shimura is not happy. He is in tears. He considers, you know, killing Jin his punishment for, you know, not guiding him correctly. And, you know, it's truly such an amazing story because you see two sides of the same coin. You see what Jin was before and what Jin had to become. And, you know, right here, at Jin's family's graves, he has been declared a traitor. He has been ordered to be killed by his father figure. And now he has to write the last words of his clan and has to fight his father figure to what they both presume will be the death of him. And you see this argument. It's actually fair enough. Jin did bring the poison in, and it did cost so many people their lives. But it is also what saved from the Mongols. And this line, it's so beautiful. Because you have a samurai who is bound by honor, and you have Jin who has no honor. And you see the two perfect arguments. You have no honor, and you are a slave to it. Because that is truly what happened with the samurai. They were a slave to their honor, and it got so many people killed. And it's to the point where, are you really the people's protectors if honor matters to you more than people's lives? You know? And Jin really brings that argument to the front, because he saves Tsushima, not the samurai, you know, the people's supposed hero, the dude who defected from him, and the dude who said, you know what, I don't believe in your code, you're wrong. And on their final day together, he might have to kill the man that, you know, he viewed as a father and who took him in when his father died. And, you know, it is a terrible, terrible thing. Him and his father figure have to write both their final words for their clans and their final words for each other, really. You know, you see the haiku here, and I'm just going to let this play out for however long the fight is, which is probably the rest of the video. But I really do think that that is what makes it so good. In my opinion, you're going to see it. Spoilers here if you haven't completed the game, but obviously this entire video is a spoiler. That is a perfect sound. Anyways, Jin ditched his honor. He won't kill his family, though, because I think, in my opinion, the canon and definitive ending is sparing Lord Shimura, because Jin isn't a bad guy. He is just a man who has gone to extreme lengths to do what he must to save his people. The ghost isn't some evil anti-samurai agenda. It is a representation of what needs to be done. The ghost is the man who will do what it takes to save his people, regardless of the cost. You know, Jin has seen the cost of being a samurai. It cost him his father. It cost him nearly everything. And he became the ghost and sacrificed everything to save his people, no matter the cost to him. You know, even though it means he can never live a life of peace, he chooses to continue down this path, sacrificing everything. And as you saw at the start of the video, I started with that frame for a reason. He chooses to do it again. He would do it again because he keeps his people safe, which is what he wanted. And truly, at his core, Jin is the hero Tsushima needs. And he drops the samurai code to save his people. And while it cost him everything, he is a hero. You know, accepting that life of constant violence to save his people from a life of constant violence. And sparing his father, you know, well, his quote-unquote father, he fully, you know, embraced the ghost and, you know, earned the title and the legend of being the true, you know, the ghost of Tsushima, first of all, and the true hero Tsushima, because he did what he had to and sacrificed everything to save his people, and he would do it again. And I don't think any game truly is such an emotional ending, because, you know, throughout the game, you see how much Lord Shimura cares for him. He is questioning his entire code and would drop it for Jin, but he just can't. And I don't know why that's frozen in the background. I really wish it wasn't, but I can't do anything about it. It should fix itself in a couple of seconds, hopefully. Anyways, I'm going to continue on. Jin is kind of what Spider-Man really is. A hero that never really gets a happy ending, but, you know, still does what is necessary. And I haven't played the Iki Island DLC yet, but I've seen videos about it. And that's kind of more... Ghost of Tsushima is a story of sacrifice. And the ending really, really shows you that Sucker Punch knew that and defines it to you, because he sacrificed everything. And the game ends with him walking away from everything to be the hero Tsushima needs. And that is all I'm going to say. I'm going to let the rest of this play out. I think that's the last phrasing, but regardless, if you enjoy this video and what I had to say, leave your thoughts in the, the comments below. Like the video, please, and consider subscribing because I like to talk about my favorite games. And I hope you guys enjoy what I have to say and stick around for it. But without further ado, I'm going to let the rest of the ending play out to, prove what I've said to you and just kind of show you the most amazing ending a game has ever had, in my opinion.
Let me go in peace.
The wounds you dealt my spirit will never heal.
Killing me will only make them worse. I don't want to hurt you. You want revenge for my failure.
This is not my revenge. It is my punishment. Honor me with a warrior's death.
I have no honor. But I will not kill my family.
The ghost will be hunted for the rest of his